Here will not pay if she got it from, even though I don't have it, she got it from her. And my pressure was really, really good. It was like 14, 15 the last, when I went to the last month when I went, it was 14, 15, that pressure.
Oh, that you can hear
And he
them?
said that's very good.
I'm going to pick up their... Okay.
What are you doing now?
I've been taping you this whole
You
time.
taping us?
The whole time.
Oh, God. Us two
I
old-
just stopped for this part though.
You two old ladies? I mean, two old ladies?
I just stopped for this part.
She's been taping you the whole time.
Okay, now.
She's been
Heidi-
taping all that?
Yeah.
No,
Heidi-
no, no, no. I stopped it for a few minutes when they were talking about their death and dying mantra.
Oh, she's been taping what we're saying?
Well, yeah. That's why I wanted you to lie.
No, I'm just kidding. She most of it she didn't take.
No,
I stopped taping when you guys started talking about your medicines.
Yeah, and when we talk crazy, she doesn't tape us.
Well, you better not.
Well, that's the best part.
Well, yeah, but hey,
If
don't
we start
tell her.
talking about our hemorrhoids, don't you talk.
No, I took
no.
off the medicine. I
Take all the
promise.
medical stuff off. She does not put the medical stuff
Okay.
No, it's not on there. I promise I stopped.
well,
Okay,
I
she
would
wants a
careful-
quick picture of the two of us.
Can we do it outside when we're done?
Yeah,
'Cause we got.
yeah, we put it outside. Why do you put it outside?
Huh?
When they're
Yeah,
done.
but I'm gonna get one, just for,
Well, just one, just because we can give her.
Well, go sit on the other side, Valerie.
Oh, okay, that's true.
Sit on
I'm
the
looking
other
for
side.
Auntie Carol's video and I can't
And
find
put
it.
your head right in front of the screen.
yeah, oh,
that's a
that's
good one.
nice.
Put your head right in front of the screen.
All right.
Cool, just one.
Okay.
That's all you get.
So let's do
You should have seen her take a picture of me
let's do questions
over here.
Okay, now get my clothes.
She had the camera backwards. And I tried to
I
tell her,
can't get over how
you, it won't take me her
That's a
yet.
nice one.
But she couldn't get it. She finally realized it,
Okay, let's do
it
questions.
was backwards.
Got beautiful hair.
Let's do questions.
Okay, they're going to do questions. She's going to do questions. She's a lawyer, you know. Heidi's a
I
lawyer.
like to get the background.
The Burger King
Heidi.
background.
Okay.
Heidi's a lawyer, so we got to be very careful with her. Tell her. She's a lawyer.
No, she's not.
She's a lawyer?
No, she's not.
We got to be very careful what we tell her.
I'm not a lawyer.
Okay. No.
Okay.
It's okay. You're under. You're
We're all
under.
set, Heidi.
You are too
It's
old
recording.
to grew up with her.
Oh, it is recording now?
Yeah.
See, the
better keep
problem
my
with
mouth
you
shut.
is you had Uncle Donald
keep on.
telling you things that you shouldn't have listened to. You had Uncle Clarence,
I'll stay on it.
Uncle Stanley.
Okay.
As far as you live.
I would go out with a boyfriend, and I'd come home, Stanley would cross-examine me.
Yeah, but Sally was always that way.
Cross-examine different. Okay, so Uncle Donald said that Uncle Stanley, you were very strict rules at the dinner table.
Oh my gosh, yeah. We couldn't.
At the dinner table.
Yeah, we could not talk. We could not talk.
But Uncle Stanley would talk.
Yeah, and then Grandpa would send him out upstairs.
Did you,
could eat
did you ever tell her the time that Stanley and was arguing with Dad?
Yeah,
And my dad took a potato
yeah.
and threw it
And threw it
at
at.
Stanley.
I was going to tell her that the other day.
It hit the window.
Yeah. Yeah,
break it?
I can still see him doing it.
Did he break them with it?
No.
Like, she
was-
argued with my dad all the
Yeah,
time.
it was like, he's just like Grandpa, that's why. But he had the potato.
He was like Grandpa or like
Grandpa.
like Donut Grandpa or
Yeah,
Grandpa?
Donut.
Your Grandpa.
No, donut.
Like your dad.
Yeah,
okay.
like your
You
grandpa.
gotta do that, otherwise I'll get confused.
Yeah, like your
We
grandpa,
never-
okay?
we
But it was
never-
the potato wasn't raw; it was cooked. You know, Grandpa would just put chunks of cooked potatoes in a bowl, and then he took one of them and threw them at Sally. I can still see him doing it. I know exactly where Sally was sitting. Because Donald sat here, Sally sat here. Okay, now Clarence sat here. No, Grandma sat here. Jimmy was there at the high chair. Dad was there at the end of the table. I was sitting next to Dad, and I had a piece Clarence, and Mary, you were here, next to Donald. You were next to Donald. Donald would be sitting here, and he'd make faces at me, and I couldn't say nothing. And he'd go like that. But he'd chew his food and go, covered on his tongue.
That's true. They used to talk.
Oh, they were terrible, and we couldn't say nothing.
Well, Uncle Donald said that everything was his fault.
Oh, you,
That's the truth.
Is it really?
not really.
He said he got blamed for everything.
No,
Well,
that's exactly.
Auntie Carol said, get over it.
Yeah, that's right. She was right.
But he,
I'll tell you what they did to I only had one doll that I remember. It was a Shirley Temple doll.
Yeah, at least you had a doll. I didn't get
And
nothing.
they took the doll and they took the pants and they on the back end they wrote with a pencil, made marks, and they put mustard all over it.
Well, made up with you.
And they put it back on, and they gave it to me. And I knew there was something wrong. I looked at it. There was this doll that they wrote all of the blood, and I was standing on, and I was crying, and I was telling my mother, and I was sitting on the stairs, and she just said, "Oh, for goodness sakes, Marianne, shut up!"
Well, yeah, you know what she used to tell us?
No compassion at all.
Marianne, you know what she used to tell me? What's wrong with you?
Oh yeah.
What's wrong with you? What's the matter with you?
But
What's the
no
matter with you?
sympathy.
I could
No
not
sympathy
tell.
at all.
No, I
that
could.
was Grandma?
Grandma was
Grandma,
it.
no
What's the
sympathy.
matter with you? And I felt the same day. Grandma, everything's the matter with me, but you won't listen. But she had this bunch of kids, a lot of kids, no conveniences. I mean, she couldn't. Her parents weren't around. Nobody around really.
Well, her parents were in Gladstone.
Yeah,
right?
but that was like here to Arizona
Right,
at that
right.
time. And so, and no toys to play with. We had no toys to play with. A bunch of kids nothing to play with.
Well, a bunch of Robert's
But irritating each other. That's what
Okay, so yeah, she had the Roberts kids. It's
See,
even
this is a totally different
Oh
take
yeah,
than what
oh
Uncle
yeah,
Donald
Uncle Donald's
says.
a totally different story.
He has a totally
Well,
different.
yeah, because he was the aggravator.
it's
He was
true
one of
about
the
Donald.
aggravators.
He was always looking at us and opening his mouth.
He was one of the aggravators. That's why he's telling us.
He was.
Okay, so do you have any memories of your Grandpa Roberts?
Oh, I loved him.
Yeah.
To me, he
was
was
a
like
wonderful man.
Maurice Chevalier.
Oh, that's what she
Yeah.
says. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yes, absolutely.
Distinguished looking.
Oh yeah, very, very.
I just loved my grandfather.
Remember, he went to college.
And
here,
he was always giving us a blessing.
Yeah.
And when I got engaged to Uncle John, we went there. I got to tell you the story.
You been at Grandpa's?
Huh?
You went to Grandpa's or where?
to Grandpa Roberts.
Oh, you went to Grandpa Roberts.
Not my dad, Grandpa
right.
Henry. And he told Uncle John, he gave us a blessing, I don't know what it was, and he said to Uncle John, "You have a jewel there." I
That's the
believed
first.
it.
No, that's probably the first time you ever felt that.
That was the first time anybody gave me a big compliment. And I mean, no, she was a special grandmother.
He was very good. He would tell us the history about, remember he had 2 years of college at that time.
Right.
And at that, that book that I had, I was telling you that they wrote about Grandpa? Well, I found, hope I got it in my dresser drawer. I came over at
You
the
better
end.
have it in your dresser drawer.
no.
Now that you said it.
Hey, I know it was what's in the book. I wrote that down.
No, perfect.
See, I don't.
You're perfect.
I don't know.
You're
how loud
perfect.
I'm talking.
Well,
told you
you're
you
not
didn't-
talking loud at all. I'm trying to talk
I
loud
told
so
you you
can
didn't
hear.
have to listen. You didn't have to hear. You just have to talk.
Yeah,
Oh, you're doing good.
yeah, you're doing fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So the book.
But you
Oh
know
yeah,
something?
the book I wrote what was in the book, the chapter about Grandpa Roberts, and I wrote that down.
Ask us about Uncle
And Laura,
John.
please help me to find it, because I should have put it on the counter in the kitchen.
We're starting with the grandparents.
But I do have it in my dresser drawer. I'm almost sure.
Okay.
'Cause
I just want to see it. Maybe make a copy of a couple
yeah.
of pages.
Well, you could write it down. It's
Sure.
not that long, but it was all about how distinguished he meant this distinguished man.
What kind
Flat top.
of work did you do?
Grandpa Roberts, they were always in logging in Canada, in farming, I guess. And then when they moved out here with his mother and the rest of the family,
At the Ritchie farm, where Ada Ritchie lives now.
Yeah.
Okay.
well, that was always
Roberts
the
farm.
Roberts farm.
Yeah.
And he did just farming then.
So you guys could go over there a lot.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we walked right to the field,
Right.
to the puddles of cow crap and horses, and when we went in the back there, that's why I think I like horses. There was always horses in the back.
But now she was 4 years older, so
Yeah.
she remembers more about that, you know.
Yeah,
'Cause
I used,
that-
right, yeah. I go to the chicken coop and get out the eggs for grandma, bring them in. And that's when the roosters were to run after me.
Oh.
And I'd start running. Now you know why I don't like animals climbing on you or picking you.
But when she went off to, when she went and got married, and you were like 16, 17, you were still,
I was 15 because I stood up for her wedding. I was so happy because I felt like such an ugly duckling because I had such a beautiful sister. And I did.
You were
I-
just as beautiful. Hey,
I felt so honored.
Marianne, I felt the same way you did. So don't feel bad. Honestly, I kid you not.
No, she was really,
No, I
she
kid you
still
not.
is.
No, but I
But-
kid you not. I felt the same way. I
She
never.
was so beautiful, and the guys just
No.
always wanted her out, but
Yeah.
she was a little snot.
she was
Well, I know,
But-
Graham.
so-
very
no,
particular.
So, but
No,
was Grandpa
no.
still living in that place when you were,
He
when
was.
he moved?
Grandpa, no, they built that house, that little house.
Yeah, he had moved into his little house.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and you were in high school.
No,
Oh, no,
before
not
that.
before.
Oh, before that. Oh, okay.
I think I was probably about, maybe 7 or 6 when he sold that farm. I remember when Glavin bought the farm.
I would
You
know.
would know, you were younger, if you wouldn't remember. Probably 10.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah, 10, maybe
But see,
12, maybe 12, 10. I say 10.
yeah, he
And so-
rented that farm out. So whoever lived there, I used to go there often. In fact, I babysat at that farm.
Well, yeah,
For around-
Bluffs lived there.
For
Lou
Plus,
Bluff.
and I babysat for
Because I think,
Margie Casey and her
oh, that's right,
husband.
Margaret
And
used to
for
live there.
and for the Pluffs, I babysat. So I knew that house really
Yeah.
well.
Oh, okay.
Really well.
And then I babysat when the Richies lived there.
Pardon?
I babysat
Yeah,
when the Knopfs lived there.
Yeah.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
And I didn't know that was Grandma's, at the time I didn't put that together, that was
Yeah,
Grandma's
yeah.
farm.
Well,
I have a doctor now. Her name is Lisa Knopf. I don't know her married name, but she must be related to all the
Oh,
other.
yeah, that's Fred Knopf's niece.
Who?
Fred Knopf, that's his niece.
Oh, really?
Ada and Fred, yeah.
Oh, I like her.
Yeah.
Do you now you don't remember your first grandma? Grandpa's real mother.
No, I was just 6 months when she died.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you, now what's your memory of Grandma and Grandpa Rubens?
Very straight laced.
Yeah, not too much, but we didn't see him that much.
Grandpa,
You know?
he never said anything.
No,
He
I
smoked
do.
his pipe.
Yeah, and sit in the corner.
Huh?
He'd just sit in the corner of the kitchen. When we walk in, and he'd either have his pipe,
Yeah.
and he would just sit there. And Grandma heard, when we went into the dining room, she talked from the time we got there to the time we left. And always sat there all around the table listening to her.
I don't think he said 2-3
No,
words.
I don't remember him saying
But
nothing.
I remember she'd go in the pantry and she'd give us a sugar cookie.
Now,
And
see,
then
that
we were
is-
allowed to go outside.
Yeah, I don't remember the sugar cookie at all.
Huh?
I do not remember the sugar cookie.
Well, I remember that.
No, I do not remember
Well,
that.
maybe you were older then and you went outside before I did.
Well, either that or she wouldn't
Maybe
give-
she wanted me to go outside.
Or you had to eat the cookie outside?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, how would you say it?
Well, I see, you've seen her different than I did.
How
seen
did you
her-
see her? How did you two see her different?
I didn't see her that way.
See, I seen her as a rather cold type person.
No, I
She
didn't
never
see her.
gave you a hug.
But no, but she never had a hug either.
Yeah.
See,
never.
Grandma,
But Grandma Louise, oh,
Yeah.
I loved her.
oh yeah, our step grandmother.
Oh, from Grandma.
Oh yeah, she was wonderful,
Grandma,
wonderful.
She was,
Well, you know, I didn't see her that way.
didn't you?
No,
See, I seen her as
no,
a,
I did not. I did
as a
not.
colder type person.
No, I seen her as a person helping people out.
Yeah, she used to do that.
She used to help the poor and the needy because she would always talk. She would go speak for them that came across here that were not able to speak English
Yeah.
very good.
Yeah.
Or didn't know how to handle the system. And Grandma would go up there and she would talk to them and get help for them. And I remember her as wanting to help, do a lot of helping people out, sewing for them, keeping care of their, watching the neighbors if they did take care of their kids, to make sure that they were taken care of, or she would go tell the, authorities that they were neglecting them, which was often because people were drinking.
I know she was a good seamstress.
And she,
Was she?
Oh, she made me that. You remember that great coat she made me?
Yes,
Yeah.
Lorraine.
Did you wear it too?
You wore it, I wore it.
Yeah. Well, at first I wasn't too happy about it. I didn't like the color, but it was the best coat I ever had.
I remember once she came over our house. My dad and her had some words when we went there and visited, and it was about Aunt Virginia coming down, and my mother stood up for Aunt Virginia, and she was right. And my dad kept telling my mother, "You shouldn't have said nothing because Grandma Rubens was mad." And anyway, we left, and we didn't see them for about maybe a month. And Uncle Jewel Rubens took Grandma over our house, and she had knitted me a hat. Now I was about in 6th or 7th grade, and it was she crocheted it, and it had flowers on
Yeah,
it.
we each had one.
And I was so happy over
Yeah,
that.
we each had
And I can truthfully say that was the one time I think I went up to her and I said, Grandma, thank you. I was so happy to get that. And I think I gave her a hug. And that was the only time I think she
You probably
smiled.
didn't give her a hug here yet. We didn't hug them days.
Huh?
Nobody hugged them days.
No, but I
But he
think
was happy. She was happy.
Yeah, I know. But I had a hat too. She
Yeah.
made me one.
And anyway, I put that on, and I could tell she was so pleased.
Oh,
Well,
right.
And I think I remember going over to her and giving her a hug.
No,
She might have.
No.
Yeah, she's allowed to do that.
I know, but them days, no. I know, but Marianne, I don't, because I was there when she gave those hats out.
Didn't you what?
She gave me a hat the same time.
Did she?
Yeah, she made me a hat too.
Well, how come you didn't take a picture of it? I still got
Well, I
my
never,
own.
well, show me the picture.
Do you have a picture of
Want
it?
to see it?
I got a picture of
Okay.
it. I got a
Where do you
picture
get the picture from?
of me and Betty, and I had it on.
Oh, well, yeah, you and Betty, well, yeah.
Yeah,
She's
The
a
Inquisition
Betty.
of the two sisters.
I do have a picture of it. I mean,
Yeah,
I
but
was-
she was a Betty. I thought she took it at the time Grandma
No,
gave
no,
it to
no,
us.
no. This is outside
Yeah.
with Betty and that. And it probably was the following year, but I wore that thing till I
Yeah.
couldn't wear it anymore.
Yeah, well,
I
yeah,
was
because
so-
they couldn't afford any hats.
it was red on top of
Yeah.
it.
Oh,
My favorite
Yeah,
color.
I think I had a blue, was either blue or green. One I had.
See, I didn't know she made you
Yeah.
one. See,
Yeah.
she
maybe
loved
she really didn't.
she loved her more than me.
No, but I see
But you
Grandma
know-
in a different light.
Grandma Rubens was actually very, I think, generous with Mom because, she brought us that Victrola.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we would have some music and
Oh,
the
because
thing,
Dad was on, always,
she forgot that.
yeah, but remember, there was Depression days.
I know it.
And Grandpa was still working on the railroad.
Yeah.
He was lucky he had a job.
Oh, Grandpa Rubens was?
Yeah, because the railroads had to go. But our dad was on the telephone, and they laid everybody off then.
Yeah.
Fixing the telephone.
Oh, yeah, but that was when we was first married.
Yeah, but well, 1929
Yeah.
or 1930. It crashed in 1929.
Yeah,
It crashed.
yeah.
1930s when it was laid off.
Okay.
Because we were still living in Marquette, because I was living in
Yeah,
Marquette.
yeah, I wasn't born then.
Well, nobody was born. Nobody was born then. I was the only one that was born
Yeah,
at
you
the
was the only
time.
one. She was born in
So I
Marquette.
lived in Marquette. No, I was born in St. Francis.
Oh, were you?
Then they moved to Marquette.
Oh,
He was transferred to Marquette,
Oh, I
and they rented a house from McGee's. The house is still there on Washington Avenue.
I remember going up there with Grandma.
Yeah.
You know, what happened is we went up with Grandma Roberts, okay, my Grandma Roberts, Grandma Augusta.
Yeah.
And we went to the, she showed us which house it was, to the park. It's right across from the park, up in Marquette. And then we went down to Dunker's Chocolates. And they were having some kind of celebration. They had pictures up of their whole family. And Grandma was like, oh, there's Grandma and Grandpa Rubens. And I said, why is Grandma and Grandpa Rubens in Donker's picture? They stood up for the Donkers. They were best man and maid of honor for their wedding.
Yeah.
For Donker's Chocolates in Marquette.
No kidding?
Yeah, they were best.
Yeah.
They were Belgian.
Ma told us that.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
know that
Yeah.
story.
So that's how we found out. She would have probably never said anything if we hadn't been there.
Yeah.
And she saw the picture up.
Yeah.
Otherwise we would have not, but we wouldn't have known. I wouldn't have never known that.
Yeah, because I was with you at the time.
Yeah.
Going back to Dad getting mad at Grandma about Aunt Virginia, getting mad at Grandma about Aunt Virginia.
Yeah.
Well, on the way coming home now, right after that argument,
Uh-huh.
Grandma said that she told her mother, Ma, she said, do you say the Our Father? And Grandma said, yeah. She said, how can you say the Our Father and not forgive your daughter? And that changed everything. That the Word of God was more powerful than anything else. And I remember that so good. We were all sitting in the back of the car, coming home, and Ma was repeating this to Dad about the argument.
Okay.
And she told her, she said, I told Mom, and Dad probably was there, but
Yeah.
didn't say nothing. That how can you say the Our Father and not forgive your daughter?
Yeah.
And after that, Grandma, she had it. And see, God convicted her.
Right.
So she must have went home and started crocheting.
Yeah, well,
Did you
no,
get your-
yeah, but God
Huh?
convicted her for that Our Father. Because
Oh,
those who
yeah.
trespass against you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what kind of car did you have?
Model T, it was the six of us all in the back. We were all squashed up, don't you remember? We were all sitting in the back because Grandma, when she had her doctor appointment, we'd all get in the back because we
Are
were
you
all...
sure we didn't have that Hudson there?
No, not... Well, no, the Hudson came
Remember
over.
we had that?
Yeah, I remember that. And I
The
remember
Hudson?
that Model T.
They went to Detroit?
No, we were... Because Grandma came and stayed at our house that week.
Oh, okay.
They went to Detroit and bought a car?
No,
Yeah.
yeah, they come back with it.
Yeah.
I don't know how they
Where
went
they're
down.
made.
Yeah.
I don't know how they went there, but
They
they
bought
come
a
back.
Hudson.
Yeah. No, it wasn't that. We were younger at the time.
Yeah.
I know. I was a little older probably at the time. Maybe it was the husband. But no, Grandma Rubens was staying with
Look
us.
at
It
some
was
of
Easter
those.
time.
Look at some of those.
Oh, Uncle
pictures.
Henry. It was Uncle Henry's funeral.
They went down.
He went down.
That's what's
For Grandpa Roberts' oldest brother to attend the funeral in Detroit.
Yeah.
And they came back with that Hudson. So maybe it was, that was in 1940, I think, that he died. I probably was about 10. Yeah, maybe it was the Hudson. I know he had a Model T too, but it probably was the Hudson.
Yeah, I'm almost
But
positive.
then Ma was going to the doctor because they left me at home with Jimmy when I was probably 10 years old. And he had a convulsion right in my arms. And I was alone at home. And he was convulsing.
You used to send me to Auntie Carol's at 10 years old to babysit.
I know, but hey, but you wanted to go. You were happy about it. You couldn't wait to get away from
Yeah,
home.
but, yeah, but that's not why you went to Detroit. You leave your home alone.
No, they took everybody to go to town.
Oh, yeah.
Because Jimmy was not feeling well.
Okay. Yeah.
He had the food, they didn't know what he had. They had to go to town. They left me to keep the baby. And I'm holding the baby in the rocking chair in the dining room. And he started convulsing.
Who's the
And
baby?
I didn't, my youngest brother.
Okay.
We were 8 years apart. I probably was 9, 10. I don't know. But I took care of all my, they used to call me the little mother.
That, well, he still calls you.
I even changed
No,
her.
she was like a mother.
Yeah, that's what Uncle Al said.
I know I had to be because I was
He
trying to
said,
help.
you wanted to be.
Well, I
He
probably
said she
did.
was so controlling.
Yeah.
No, I control everything.
I was
No,
not.
Uncle Don
I
says-
always respected what she said because, like, when my
He
mother
said
had
that
left,
too.
she was the boss.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, oh no, they were all
We
good.
listened to her.
Yeah.
He said that you did listen to her, but that he didn't.
Oh, maybe Donald did, but I did.
No, I don't remember.
No, he
that.
said you did. He said you did.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yes.
did remember.
I
But
always
I
did.
lied to his.
Oh well.
Can exaggerate.
Can you cut that through
No,
this and make
Uncle
sure?
Donald can
Because we are
exag-
going back there. No,
Well, I don't care.
helping.
Hey,
But
you
you
think
know-
I care? Exaggerate. He'd love to exaggerate.
Oh, we know.
I
Yeah.
do too, and so do you. We all exaggerate. Everybody does a little bit. Exaggerate our stories a little bit.
Well, do you want me to?
Yeah, well, hey, but we do. We do. No, I mean, I
Yeah, really,
really.
that's what's the truth.
Well, no, I'm just saying we can't remember every detail.
Right.
So some of it might be a little
I'm sure.
exaggerated.
He was saying it teasingly,
Well, of course.
but he did say that she,
Yeah.
I'm
Followed
sure
you.
that,
Oh,
for the
yeah.
most part, yeah.
Oh yeah, we
Our
got along.
women
We got along real good.
are
Yeah.
not
I could say
exactly
something
right,
else she did, but I don't want to put that in there.
Well, because everybody
It wouldn't be
sees
great.
something
I'll tell you
different.
a private thing.
Like she,
Why?
you remember hugging and she doesn't. So now she
No, it
thinks
doesn't
that's
bad.
Nobody's gonna see this
No,
until
no.
you guys have
Oh
passed.
no, it was not. I don't want the whole world to know
And
that.
I,
It's not the whole
I-
world.
It's
This is
nothing-
our family
No,
stuff.
it's nothing bad. I'll tell you
You were
after.
just little too.
Okay.
No, you
No,
have
I
to put it
don't
on
want-
camera.
I don't want to
But of
embarrass
course,
anybody.
I,
It's how many years ago was it?
like I said, I think I was so thrilled that she made that for me.
I probably
So
was about
I still love
11.
anything anybody makes.
Oh,
Okay, that's a camera story.
What?
She has an embarrassing story she won't put on
No.
camera that happened
No.
70 plus years ago.
No.
But I can't, wait,
All of us,
I can't hear all that here.
all of us went to bed.
Huh?
All of us left the bed.
Who's Oliver?
Yeah.
Tell that story.
All of us went to bed.
Hey,
All of you?
Well,
Hey.
I was the only one that stopped.
I'm gonna tell
Uncle
you
Sally never did. He was the only one that never went to bed.
Oh, he never went to bed. They never
Never.
stopped.
I know, me too. I was like, whoa,
No,
okay.
but honestly, Sally never went to bed. He's the only one. And the
Saint
rest-
Stanley.
she was right.
Yeah, that's true. And the rest of us did. I used to pray every night. I probably was about 7 when I quit. Or 6. No, 5, 6.
You quit before I did.
Yeah.
Because I was younger.
Yeah, and then so we slept together on a little bed, not much bigger than this, and she would wet all over me. And I said, well, no, what? And I had to get up in the middle of the night, and I'd have to do all the whatever.
Now I'm going to tell us a story.
Okay.
Here's our bed.
Yeah, very small.
She wasn't wetting the bed anymore.
No, I wasn't. It was,
I still was.
yeah.
So my mother would put a rubber sheet on my side
Yeah.
with a flannel blanket. So, and when I went to bed in the middle of the night, Lorraine would give me a pull and say, Mary Ann, you went to bed. I would get on the bed, I'd take that out, throw it down, take out my nightgown, throw it down, put another one on, and then I'd go back in bed. And I used to just pray that I wouldn't go
I know, but that's what was my prayer too. I kneeled up by the bed, Lord,
And wait,
please
when
stop me
I
from
got
wetting.
up in the morning, my mother had a pail there, and I had to wash my own
Yeah.
and hang it on the line. Don't think that wasn't humiliating,
Well.
because I used to
As
pray
long
all the
as
time.
all of you.
Yeah, we all prayed. I prayed too that I would stop wetting.
Huh?
I prayed that I would stop too. I didn't do it every night, but every now and then.
Yeah,
Uh,
but at one time she had all of them.
yeah, I know, and no running water.
Except Stanley.
Poor mother.
And no running water. Ma,
Okay, so of all the cooking that Grandma did she have something you liked the best?
Oh,
She was
my
all
mother
yeah,
was a
she was a good
terrific cook.
yeah,
And
she
she
was-
always seen to it that we were dressed nice.
yeah, always neat and
Always.
clean.
My mother was real particular.
I remember, and she
Yeah.
gave us a lot of clothes. She dressed us.
Yeah.
And Virginia dressed.
Well, didn't one of you have a Shirley Temple dress?
I did.
And then you got it later?
Yeah. Yeah. My, well, the picture.
I never mind having and the hand-me-downs. I used to be thrilled to think
Well, yeah,
that
'cause I love
anything
to
she
pass.
had would eventually fit me.
Yeah.
It never bothered me.
Well,
Well-
that's what we did years ago, hand down.
Oh, right. But then you had Uncle Freddie, whose kids didn't have as much.
Yeah, but we
You
never-
must have seemed to have a lot more than Uncle Freddie's kids if Aunt Virginia
But,
helped out.
yeah, but I'll tell you one thing. Uncle Freddie had a Christmas, but Ernie had a nice big doll that I always wanted. I never got. And when I seen that big doll of hers, I was heartbroken. I don't remember what I got. But that's why I wanted a baby doll. A rubber baby doll.
You got one.
To this day,
Yeah.
when I became a grandmother, I bought dolls from her. My granddaughters had so many dolls that they eventually told me not to buy any of them. I still have home a big container of brand new dolls that I'm giving to my only
Only one dog.
great
grandson. The rest are all
I only have
grandsons.
one great granddaughter, the rest are boys.
Yeah.
But I made it because I was obsessed with dolls. And I would just, if they wanted a doll, I made sure they got it. So Jim's kids, you know, they can go without, you know, as far as, you know, they're being divorced in the family, that they always had.
They start to talk quieter when they start talking.
They both kids.
They need to keep up.
You have to keep your voices up. Okay, so
You guys start talking quieter when you think you're trying to tell a secret and you need to talk louder.
I'm always afraid. I'm always afraid I'm gonna talk too much.
so
You don't know
what
this.
does,
And you know what I've been telling you?
what did Grandma make that you liked?
Okay, what was your
kind
favorite
of,
meal?
What meals? What kind of meals do you remember?
She,
She had
baking bread was
She
very
baked
well.
beans
Every day.
like
Baked
nobody
beans,
I know.
yeah.
She
Baked
had
beans.
baked beans. She made chocolate cake. Oh, that chocolate
Yeah,
cake.
they were-
She
they
did
were-
chocolate cake.
And
It seemed
lemon
like
pie.
When you were little?
chocolate cake.
When you were little?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and lemon pie. Lemon pie.
Lemon
She
pie.
made good lemon pie.
Oh, it seems like
Every Sunday we'd have lemon pie cooling off when we come in. The entranceway, the window was open, and the pies were sitting on the window.
and you know, every Sunday we'd have the beef rolls and the pork rolls.
Yeah. And then at night we'd have sandwiches with that with mustard on and Jello. She made Jello.
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 Yeah. And we didn't have no refrigerator. How did she make the Jello?
No. Yeah, well, hey, I was 12 when they got a refrigerator. I was 11 or 12 years old.
Yeah, I know, but
Down in their basement,
oh yeah, that's right. Your basement wasn't finished. It was
wasn't
the cellar. It
finished.
was cold and cool down there.
and they had a hole.
Yeah, they had a cold.
And you put the stuff down
Yeah.
there and it would get stay nice
Yeah,
and
they
cold.
had a cold place. Yeah, yeah, I remember that now. Yeah,
She would buy milk and it was warm and she put it down there
Yeah.
and
the
cream
cream.
would come right up
on top.
and it
Yeah.
was nice and cool.
Yeah, that's
I
right. We-
used to love to go down there.
Yeah, I remember now. Now I remember. See, I didn't remember it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Grandma was a terrific cook. I mean, it seems like everything she made.
yeah. And her meatballs. Oh, the meatballs were
We
so
never
good.
had like oatmeal every day. I love
No,
oatmeal.
we
I
had
still do.
corn. We had corn flakes and shredded wheat.
Yeah,
Those are the
cornflakes and shredded wheat and
And
oatmeal
Sunday.
and
And
pancakes. I mean,
Yeah.
she would kind
Oh,
of
rotate.
But usually we had the cold cereal on Sunday.
probably.
Yeah, we
I
did.
don't remember.
Yeah, Sunday was the cold cereal day, and then we'd have like
And a
pancakes.
homemade bread and rolls.
Oh yeah, the rolls cereal, the cinnamon rolls.
But I carried on that tradition in my family. I baked homemade bread for years and sweet rolls.
Yeah,
What did you usually have for Christmas?
We didn't have a whole lot. And Virginia did most of the Christmas gifts.
No, but for food.
Oh, we
For
used
holidays.
chicken. We usually had
Yeah, chicken and
whole chicken or ham.
yeah, meatballs.
Yeah.
I remember meatballs and the Jello. I remember New Year's we had Jello, meatballs that went New Year's.
Remember the first turkey that we had?
Yeah, yeah,
Donald brought it.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
that's right. I remember. Yeah.
he bought us
Yeah.
the
First
first,
time
and he
we
bought
ever
a
had
great
turkey.
big turkey. That was the first turkey we had.
Yeah, that we ever ate.
Donald had bought it.
But usually with, and chicken, we had chicken, quite a bit of chicken.
Yeah, we had
But I used to like Fridays, but remember, on Monday she'd have a boiled dinner. Every Monday we'd have the boiled dinner because she was washing. So she put the ham and all the
Yeah.
vegetables and then on Tuesday she has something different.
pea soup. She always made good
Pea soup and meatloaf. I think it was on
Meatloaf?
She had meatloaf. Then Wednesday, but that was every week like that. Wednesday at certain things, and then the next week it'd start over again. Once in a while she'd change. But Fridays, I love Fridays because we usually have baked beans, which was very good, baked potatoes,
right?
coleslaw,
Right?
and canned salmon.
Yeah.
She'd have the cans of salmon on, and that was my favorite meal
Yeah.
of all
No,
the meals
I
for
really
me.
mean it. That's
Every Friday I could not wait because we knew exactly what we were going to eat.
I can remember taking the baked potatoes,
Yeah.
scooping it
Oh,
out,
that was
and
so
putting
good.
beans in it.
Yeah. Or with molasses cake.
Yes. Oh.
We used to take a piece of bread, take a piece of molasses cake, put it between the bread, and we used to eat that like that, and that was so good.
She made molasses and
I love the
chocolate cake. Just throwing it
Yeah.
in. Oh, right.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I gotta do that, forget something.
She just, you know.
But yeah, and those are the three things in apple pie. of
Yeah, oh,
course.
yeah, apple.
Apple pie. And then we'd have to go strawberry picking. Raspberry.
No.
And the raspberry and the blueberry pies.
Oh, right.
Oh, they were good.
Yeah. I had to do so much washing of bottles because my hands were the smallest. And I could get it.
I did too, Mary Ann. I wouldn't say the bottles.
But after you left,
Oh, after you
that was my
left. But
job.
otherwise, I would always do the washing and you did the drying.
Oh, as far as dishes, yeah.
Yeah, I was the washer, she was the
The
dryer.
dryer. And I
And
used to
sometimes
have
we-
to go to the bathroom,
And
and they would get so mad at me. Because
Oh, I
I know,
remember that.
and they say, that's just an excuse. And my mother would say, Aunt Teresa used to do that too.
oh, I don't remember that.
I remember.
Which aunts and uncles do you remember the most? Do you remember your aunts and uncles very much?
Well, I have Virginia,
Aunt Virginia.
but she'd come over, you know.
Like, did you have a lot of company?
Not, well, we had, yeah, off and on,
Yeah.
but not to eat so much all the time. Well, Uncle Lawrence would come, Uncle Louie would come,
Yeah.
Uncle Henry, Uncle Joe.
And Uncle Henry Karen and Aunt Eva used to come over a lot.
They would come.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a lot of company.
Yeah, I say
Lot of
for a
company.
family our size, we had a lot of
Yeah.
company. And then, of course, my dad cut hair.
Right.
So that was so entertaining.
Oh my gosh, we
I used
used
to
to
go
by
upstairs
we used to listen by
and
the
look out
door.
of the window and see all those people come, all the men.
Yeah.
And the wives or the girlfriends would stay in the car and I'd be looking.
Yeah, but some would come in, the Laura Ritchie would always come in.
Yes.
And
She
they
used to come in.
and don't you remember? She'd be sitting in a chair and Grandma would be talking, she'd be in here.
And she'd fall asleep.
And she was, and we'd sit there all looking at her.
That's true.
She was exhausted. They owned a farm, and that was Grandpa's first cousin. Remember that? She was the Roberts too.
So do you remember?
Oh God!
I meant to ask this about Grandma and Grandpa Rubens. Did they have accents?
They had one.
An accent.
Yeah, Grandpa died like Maurice Chevalier.
Chevalier, but that was
Chevalier.
Grandma Rob. What about Grandma and Grandpa Rubens? Did they
Grandpa
have-
Rubens. Oh
he
yeah.
never talked, so we don't know.
Grandpa Rubens. She's coming. Lorraine, come here, Lorraine.
Oh, so she had an accent.
Yeah, she couldn't say Lorraine.
Okay.
And I could not pronounce my L's or H's. I go to school, I couldn't not say large. I come home, they said, twist your tongue. I could not say it. I come home and I practice my L's. Lore, large.
You
and
think it was from her? Because
Grandma
of her?
Rubens. Yeah. Because she never pronounced that.
Right.
That was the way they say it. She
Yeah, I
wouldn't say
didn't know. I don't
Lorraine,
remember
it was
that.
Lorraine. I remember that 'cause it's still ringing in my ears.
Yeah.
So she had an accent.
She had the accent, but she could speak French very good, Belgium, and English. When she came here, she could speak English very well.
So, did you remember on the Reuben side them speaking Belgian very much?
Never. Grandma said, we're living in America now. We speak English.
None of the kids carried on.
No.
Then on the Robert side,
We heard a lot of
they
French.
learned a lot of French.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, you figure my dad was all French,
Yeah.
Right, right.
and
Half the town was.
Grandma and Grandpa we were all Belgians.
Yeah. They were all
Yeah, they
Belgian.
were all 100%.
But then all the people around us, the neighbors were all French.
All French.
And they would go to the barber shop, which was right next to the kitchen or bedroom. Our bedroom.
Oh, it wasn't downstairs?
No, they didn't move downstairs till later, in the basement. With the, maybe not, you know what the bathroom is now?
Yes, yeah.
That used to be the part of the barber shop.
Okay.
And there used to be our kitchen.
And we used to keep
one
the
time-
door open about this
Yes.
much, and we'd lay in bed and we'd listen.
Yeah. And we'd peek through the door to see who
So
was
you
there.
didn't sleep upstairs, you slept down, everything was
Well,
on
we,
one side.
the five of us all slept at we bunk beds. You
Yeah.
and me,
Yeah.
and one, and then Donald and Jim and another, and Clarence and Jim and another.
Until we were, I don't know how old.
Oh, I
and then
probably was
they
about
fixed
maybe
the upstairs.
11.
Okay.
11 when I went, 11 probably.
Yeah.
11, 12.
Yeah.
When they went upstairs. When you
Yeah,
moved
when I
upstairs.
went upstairs. Now, oh, I thought that was so great.
You had your own room?
Well, her and I did.
Okay.
And then the boys had the larger room, and they had bunk beds, you know, two in each, one on top, one.
Right, right.
They each had their own bed. but
Do
they
you
were
think
bunk-
Grandpa made those beds?
No, they had bought everything on, I mean, you know, somebody else owned them. And they, almost like a rummage sale type thing, but
Okay.
they just bought it word of mouth.
So how old were you when Grandma started working?
Hold on,
Grandma got
wait, pause.